Hello, friends. I'm glad you're here with me today because I'm going to give you four ways that you can start making more money as a voice teacher with the hope that if you can charge more, you can maybe work a little less. But that will be only after I shake up your brain a little bit, because you know I like to shake up your brain a little bit, so stay with me. You like your job as a voice teacher or coach. I know that because you're here. Because if you didn't care, you'd be somewhere else on the internet watching cat videos or something. You're really good at your job and you're always getting better, right? And your students benefit from that. In fact, there is almost nobody you can't help if they say they need help with singing, I suppose. You might not be able to fix somebody's car, but with singing, you totally can because you are a professional. You're a service provider. You're in the same or similar category with health services, business services, home services. When somebody needs the service that you are selling, they come to you for help, right? So, how come you are uncomfortable with the whole charging for my services thing? Why are you afraid to raise your rates? I am too. I feel you. I feel you. And anybody who tunes into this broadcast is going to feel you because we pretty much all share that. Nearly all of us cower in the face of charging professional fees for our work. We just do. But you deserve to be rewarded for the awesome service professional and professional educator that you are. And we are going to talk about some ways to make that happen, or at least get you thinking in that direction. I'm Meredith Colby, and I support voice teachers to create confident teaching and singing of popular styles, microphone styles. I am also the author of Money Notes, How to Sing High, Loud, Healthy, and Forever, which introduces neurovocal method, a way to use brain science to teach healthy technique for people who sing into microphones. If you want to book privately with me for voice coaching or lessons or find some information about classes or products, you will find that information at my website, meredithcolby.com. Tricky name. My freebie today is an article about our subject today. It is aimed at voice teachers and coaches, and it is called How to Give Yourself a Raise. It's a short article. It won't replace business coaching, but it will give you some ideas that could boost your income, your personal time, or both. You can get that link by putting happy in the comments. When the neurovocal bot sends you that link, please tell it that it's okay to send you a reminder about my broadcasts. You won't get one for 2 weeks. I'm doing them every other week. So just take a sec, opt in for those reminders. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you will find the link for the article in the description below. There we go. I knew I could get that out sooner or later. Hearts and thumbs. I hope you will share your thoughts and comments with me today or on the replay. I always go back and check. If something gives you a takeaway, hashtag that, dude. I want to see it. Hey, thanks for the hearts, Aubrey. Hi, Aubrey. Yay. I can't really see who's giving me hearts and thumbs. Because of the app that I use that lets me put cool pictures like that in there. But I do see them floating by, and it makes all the difference to me. I really appreciate when you click those little thingies. If you're watching on YouTube, give me a thumbs up and follow me. Thanks. So, okay, here we go. My daughter is 18. She loves little kids. She is a camp counselor this summer, as a matter of fact. And she is so awesome with these little guys. And of course, local parents ask her to babysit. So the other day, she read me this text that she was going to send in reply to a babysitting request. And it went like this. This is her talking. Hi, Amy. My babysitting rate is $12 an hour for one kid and then an additional $3 per kid. But if that's too much for you, I can work with your budget. You guys, I so understand this way of responding, don't you? I mean, you get it, right? I responded that way, I mean, not to babysitting, but right, for years for requests to gigs and teaching. Like, I was apologizing for having to charge money. Like, my projection of the client's needs were so much more important than the reality of my needs. Like, I was afraid of what they would think. What will they think if I ask to be paid fairly for my work? Good heavens. Anybody with me on this? Do you feel this way? I mean, I asked my daughter, so here's what I said to my daughter. I said, respond to the question of how much do you charge, thank you for the thumbs up, with, I charge $12 an hour for one kid and $3 per hour for each additional child. That's it, done. If Amy has a problem with that, it's on her to make the decision about how to handle that problem, right? She can negotiate with you. She can decide not to hire a babysitter. She can hire somebody else. She can offer you more because she loves her kids more than anything else on this planet. Her financial decisions are up to her, not you. Then I told her that I was 45 before I had the gumption to even start thinking that way, and that I want something better for her, and I want something better for you too, as well, for all of us. Voice and instrument teachers are in a funny sort of singular category in people's minds, right? People expect knowledge, they expect experience, they expect certifiable education, right? We all put what college we went to on our websites, right? They expect all this from independent voice and instrument teachers. They expect extras like recitals and very generous cancellation policies, right? They engage you as a gig worker, right? They take no notice. Well, occasionally you have someone who does, but so these are generalizations, but they take no notice of the fact that you get none of the nice bennies that they get at their jobs, like paid days off, personal days, health insurance, blah, blah. And you, of course, are certainly aware of all that. And yet, you may not feel you have the right to charge a professional fee that is reflective of your training and experience. You may be setting your fees based on some criteria that you haven't really held up to the microscope, right? You haven't really thought about it. You're more basing them on things you say to yourself and how you feel. So why is that? And more importantly, what can we do about it? I think there are a number of reasons, and I'm going to highlight the big culprits, and then I'm going to suggest 4 ways that you can begin to charge more in your studio. Okay? So here, I'm going to start with the culprits. Oh, wait, I'm going to do that at the end. Okay. The first 2 culprits were in the story about my daughter. One is that we are afraid of simply stating our fees. Just say them with confidence. And the reason is because we never learned that skill, most of us, because nobody teaches you how to be self-employed. You just kind of have to bumble your way through it and learn as you go. And the other one is that we project our own financial beliefs and realities onto our clients, even clients we've never met yet. So the third thing, that's 1 and 2. The third thing, this is my opinion, has to do with education. So one of the really great things about living in the modern developed world is that education is compulsory. It's not perfect. We hope it's always improving, but pursuant to my point, it is free through high school. Now, the politics are a discussion for another day, but, Alexis is here. Hi, Alexis. True about projecting your financial reality onto your clients. We're going to talk about that, girlfriend. But the cultural mindset that compulsory, free education creates, I think it's something that affects our income level. And I think it affects it profoundly. Okay. So anyway, here's my list of the 4 things, of any number of things. But to me, I think these are 4 big things that get in our way as a group, right? The fear of asking, right? We have a conditioned fear of simply stating our rate. We have the thing that Alexis just said of projecting our own financial issues onto our clients. We have the assumption that free education is just in the air. It's just the air we breathe. And we have that, and here's the number 4 thing. What other people in my area are charging? Doom, doom. That's the one. That's the one I hate the very most. Have you thought about this and said this? I used to say this. I can't charge more because other people in my area are charging this much. I literally thought that for more than 20 years. But, okay, here we go. Have you ever stopped to think about how deeply inappropriate that is? I mean, if you haven't, let me help you out, my friends, with a couple of unassailable points. Point number 1. Do I have this? No. Do I? I do. Point number 1. You are the only one of you. The other teachers in your area have completely different skill sets and resumes and personalities and haircuts than you do. It is not possible. It is not possible to compare apples to apples. So you're comparing apples to kiwi fruit. Point number 2, different providers charge different rates. It's a thing. It's a thing in other industries. Different providers charge different rates. As a consumer, is there any other category? Okay, maybe like pedicures. But even there, it's kind of different. But is there any other category where you would expect every provider to extend the exact same prices? I mean, okay, certain providers will stay in sort of the same price windows, like pedicures, but mostly not. I can get a professional haircut for $20. I can get a professional haircut for $200. I don't yell at the person who's charging $200. Of course, I don't go. But if I did, I wouldn't yell at them for charging $200 because I chose to be there for the $200 haircut. It depends on who cuts my hair, right? The freelance physical therapist who works at my chiropractor's office, she charges $75 a session. The one who works through my hospital that charges my health insurance company charges $275 a session. $200 more. Right? Okay. You get my point. Give me a thumbs up if you agree with me, because you know I'm right. So anyway, with all that in mind, what can we do about it? That's the real question. Thank you for the thumbs up. How can we make ourselves more financially comfortable without just working harder? We don't need to work harder. We're already working harder. So I'm going to give you 4 suggestions today that I hope you will consider. I humbly ask you to consider these suggestions. These are not like, do this kind of suggestions, but rather they are suggestions that I hope will just challenge your current mindset around what and how you charge for private lessons. And I also want to give you that free article again, which has a number of other mind-shifting things that I am not including in this broadcast, but put happy in the comments if you want to get that link, or if you're watching this on YouTube, you will find the link below in the more information part. Okay. Suggestion number 1. See yourself as a professional. Nobody is going to change their minds about us until we do, people. We have to be the first ones. I am suggesting that you shift your professional self-concept from voice teacher to something that feels better, more professional to you. Service provider, problem solver, voice professional, consultant. I don't care. Some other thing in your mind that feels more, more to you. Because nobody has to come to you. right? They're coming to you because they have a problem. And it is a problem that you are uniquely qualified to help them solve. Just like my healthcare providers, just like my PT person or a business consultant or any other qualified professional. Think about comparing yourself to other qualified professionals rather than to other voice teachers. What does an interior designer charge? How about a therapist or a marketing consultant? These people all work with clients on an ongoing or at least extended kind of basis, and they all typically charge something around $100 an hour. This is not unreasonable in the US for professional services. You are a professional service, you're a professional service, my friends. Not unreasonable. Okay, number 2. Allow people, here we go, this is for you, Alex. Allow people to own their own financial situation. Starting today, please stop saying people won't pay that much. Just stop right now, today. When you're thinking to yourself, I should raise my rates, and then that little voice goes, people won't pay that much. Go, be quiet, little voice, because no. First of all, yes, they will. And second of all, how do you know? How do you know what people will charge? Well, and third of all, how many students do you really need? I mean, right? Do you need all the students from all the people who won't pay that much? No, you do not. You do not. You need Aubrey. Thank you. I got an amen. Whoopsie. I got an amen from Aubrey. Yes, they will. They will. You need 20 students who are paying you a professional fee. That's what you need. You don't need all the students. So I'm going to tell you something that you already know, and you may not have yet applied to yourself. But when people make choices about purchasing something or committing to a professional service, a new hairstylist, a therapist, or whatever, some people look for the cheapest version of that thing or the cheapest person. Some people look for what they feel is the best value. Some people assume that if they spend more, they get the better thing. Can I say that again, please? I'm going to say that again. Some people assume that if they spend more, they get the better thing. Different people have different criteria and different price points when making purchase decisions. So you already know, because if you have been teaching more than 5 years, you have been here. We have all been here. You already know that having bargain hunters for clients is a pain in the neck. Right? You know that. Thumbs up if you've been there. So don't do that. Be the better thing. Charge more. Charge more than anyone else in your area. And then you can attract the most serious students. Attract the people who assume from the get-go, because of your price, that you are the best thing. You're the best thing going. Since you're charging a professional rate, you don't have to teach them any students. Okay, there. Now, number 3. Maintain professional boundaries. This can be hard. My friends, if you haven't done this already, please start today. Do not confuse nice with fair. Nice and fair are not the same thing. You are already nice. You have nothing to prove in the nice category. If you were not nice, you would not be doing the job you're doing. Just take nice out and replace it with the word fair. You like my sound effects? It's because my Foley team called in sick today. Replace nice with fair. Because if you are fair to your clients, fair to you, fair to your clients, fair to your family. Besides that, I can help you I can suggest to you a couple of other things that can help you maintain your boundaries professionally. First of all, based on your personal experience, because we've all had personal experience that we have not necessarily applied this way, but I want you to write your boundaries into your policies. So what I mean by that is, for instance, if you find yourself photocopying music for your students all the time and you really don't want to take the time to do that, plus you're not sure about how ethical you feel about that, in your policies it says, I will send you a link to any music you need and you will be responsible for purchasing and printing that music. And then if they haven't done it by their lesson time, you go, oh well, natural consequences, I guess we'll just do what we did last week. Right? Or you can say, I answer emails once a day. So if you have an urgent matter, you may text me. That's a very clear boundary. Like, don't send, if you send me 5 emails, you're going to get, right? Or if you email me every single day, I'm going to answer it once a day. I'm not like on my phone all the time. Okay. But that's just me. That doesn't have to be yours. I'm just saying, put that into your policies, and then it's in your policies. You can always say, it was in my policies. My second suggestion is to outsource decisions so that your decisions do not have to be personal. And my favorite example of this, one of the very best things I have literally ever done in my entire freelance career of over 30 years, was to put a scheduling app on my website. Alexa says, oops, it's not wrapping. Darn it. Okay, well, Alexa says, I have the email boundary. Texts are fabulous and get answers quickly. You like texts. Texts work for you. Perfect, right? Okay. So, scheduling app on my website. So until I started using that app, I had no idea how much time I was spending going back and forth with students about scheduling. Oi. I also would routinely, because I was trying to be nice, I would routinely schedule outside of my teaching hours, which was really unfair to me and to my family. It was great for my students, not so great for me or my family. I was trying to accommodate my students. The app is much more convenient for my students than having them try to reach me by phone. So I outsource that decision making. I don't have to do that anymore. You might have other ideas of how to outsource decisions, and if you do, put them in there. Hashtag that. I want to hear them. Okay, number 4. There's the number 4 thing. Alexis, ready? Become an expert. I've said this to Alex before. Become an expert. So your general practitioner, your GP, doctor, charges a certain amount. The cardiologist to whom she refers you charges more. The cardiac surgeon that you end up seeing charges the very most. So service professionals who specialize both narrow the scope of who needs their services, right? A lot more people go to the GP than to the cardiac surgeon. So you narrow the scope of who needs your services, and they charge more for those services. So you can do that too. You could specialize by client needs and or by client type. For instance, music and voice training for singers. No, sorry, duh. Music and voice training for young children, right? You can specialize in singers who work in bands. Specialize in people who are prepping for college music theater auditions. I mean, that's a nice 2-year window. You could get really, really good at that. What about adult avocational singers? They are a certain psychology that it's really helpful to know a lot about. Or post-grad classical singers. I had a classical degree and I want to keep up my classical chops. The more specific you are, the more you become an expert in that area, right? And experts charge more. Experts charge more. Also, it would probably make you happier. There's the whole charge more, be happier thing. What if all of your students were your favorite kind of students? You guys, all of your students are your favorite kind of students. What if none of your students are draining you? Everybody, you look forward to all of your students. What if every one of your students fully appreciated you, were delighted with the outcome that they got from working with you? Oh, I mean, it's dreamy, right? Would that change the way you felt about your work? Would your relationship with your work be different if you were charging more and working with your absolute favorite clients? That is a rhetorical question. But I hope I've messed with your head a little bit today and that you'll think about some of these ideas because if you know me, and some of you do, you know that I want the best and most for you, which is why I'm trying to mess with your mind today. Put happy in the comments to get the article or find the link below. And if you want more ideas, if you're watching on YouTube, the link will be in the post description. And ta-da! I hope I gave you some good ideas today. I am Meredith Colby. You can find more about me and what I offer at meredithcolby.com. Have a great week. Bye.